What's up, YouTube? For those of you that are new to my channel, my name's Carter Ray. I know it's been a minute since I've made a video, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. Today I want to talk about what it means to be stealth and am I stealth and how I go about that. What it means to be stealth is when a trans person hides the fact that they are trans and they live their life as a cisgendered person. Okay, so am I stealth? Absolutely not. However, I don't feel like my trans identity is the one thing that defines me for who I am, so I don't feel like every single person I come in contact in my everyday experience, I need to let them know. If I hear something ignorant about the trans community, if I hear something degrading about my community, absolutely I out myself and I explain where I've been and the things I've gone through and why what they're saying is misinformed. I pick and choose who I disclose my identity with. If it comes up in conversation, absolutely I tell them that I'm trans and I explain, the experience and my past with them. It's not something I try and beat around the bush. For example, the other day I went to a party and I met a guy for the first time and we're talking and stuff, and he asked me if I played any sports in high school. And I said, yeah, I played softball. I was on varsity for 4 years. I was captain for 2 years. It was a lot of fun. I loved the game. And I just kind of was explaining to him my love for the sport, basically. And he said, that's very interesting. How come they didn't have baseball at your high school? And I said, no, they absolutely did. I just didn't play because I'm transgender. And he was like, oh, it makes sense. And he was totally cool about it. And then naturally the conversation led to my transition experience. That was a place where I felt safe enough. And it just happened in conversation. I wasn't gonna lie to him and tell him, oh yeah, I played baseball in high school, because I didn't. And that's not something that I feel like I need to lie about. It's not something I need to be ashamed of, and it's normal. I understand that not all spaces are safe to out yourself. I completely get that. Here's the thing that I want you to understand is that just because you are openly trans to people does not mean that everyone around you has the right to ask you personal questions about your experience. I feel like when someone has never been exposed to a trans person and they finally encounter someone for the first time, they feel like that trans person is an encyclopedia for the entire trans community and what it means to be trans. So they start asking very, very personal questions. That is your spot to say, you know what, I'm openly trans, but I'm really not comfortable explaining my personal experience to you, and I'm really sorry, can we change the subject? And if they aren't respectful of that, then you know that you made the right choice. Personally, I feel like if I were to live a stealth life, I would not be beneficial to society. My story deserves to be heard. Your story deserves to be known, whether that be your gender identity, whether that be your sexuality, your race status, any type of discrimination that you've experienced. I feel like it is so important to share that with others so it can educate us. It can give us a broader spectrum of what you went through, what you've experienced. And to be honest, I'm extremely ignorant to a lot of things that I haven't experienced because I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. So I love when someone gives me the opportunity to open up their world, open up their heart to me, to show me and tell me what they've gone through, so I can have a better understanding of that culture, of that race, of that sexuality, because I don't know what it's like to deal with that. So I love when people can share that with me and really open my eyes, and I love it when people call me out on my shit and tell me, hey, you know what, that was kind of ignorant because for me, and then they go into their story and I'm like, wow, thank you, because I've been ignorant this whole entire time, and now that you've let me into your world, I see where you're coming from. It's really hard to understand someone's standpoint when you haven't lived it. I'm giving you permission to ask me questions because I decide to live an open life about my gender. However, that doesn't give you permission to go ask another trans person personal questions. I'm giving you a safe space to come and ask me personal questions that you have. So please, let me share my experience with you. But what I would love even more is to hear your story of the things that you've gone through and the hardships that you've overcome. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I love talking to you. I love having conversations and getting to know every single one of my followers and people that watch my videos. It is one of the most gratifying things that I've ever experienced. I love you all. Just remember that your story deserves to be heard.